You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
A Grammy winner's Springfield performance has a purpose. Good evening, I'm Ashley Katz.
I'm David Oliver. Good to have you joining us here at 10. Sheryl Crow is in town right now. Color 10's Aaron Nolan is live at the O'Reilly Family Event Center tonight with more on the Drew Lewis benefit show. It appears the concert must be over right now, Aaron.
Yeah, Ashley, David, the concert just wrapped up. Drew Lewis is no doubt fighting for his life. He was diagnosed with colon cancer last year, but today, a Grammy winner, Sheryl Crow, came here to support Drew, his family, and of course play for thousands of his friends.
But I'd like to introduce to you the amazing Sheryl Crow.
A concert for a cause. Wednesday night was a unique one at the O'Reilly Family Event Center.
We said the sun would go down at Cancun.
As Grammy winner, Sheryl Crow stopped in Springfield.
I grew up in a small town, much like Springfield. When somebody got sick or when somebody died, you took a casserole over. I play the guitar and I sing and I can get people to come. And so I'm here with what is my version of a casserole.
Let's get away, baby.
This wasn't your typical show. It was a night highlighted by Crow to benefit a fellow Missourian.
I'm really happy to see the shape that Drew is in. I know he's really thin, obviously, and he's battling this thing tooth and nail.
There's just an energy in the air. It's amazing that this many people care so much about Drew.
Seeing what's going on now, I'm just in awe. We've been friends for years, but never really that close of friends, and for her to go out of her way this way to help out the situation is unbelievable.
But these tunes had an even higher calling.
2, 3, 4.
Sure, thousands helped raise money for Drew in his financial fight, but the hope is with every note, every chord, colon cancer can be conquered.
It started kind of as a fundraiser, and it turned into an awareness.
Colonoscopy, it's an easy thing to do. I know people dread it, but it's over in a nanosecond, and it can save your life.
To honor Drew and what he's going through, the best thing that we can do is help prevent someone else from going through this.
If I can just encourage people to be proactive, and hopefully we can save a life or two.
Sheryl's support is going even further. Get this, next week, Sheryl's going to use her frequent flyer miles to fly Drew and Amy to Nashville for further medical treatment, and they're even going to stay at Sheryl's house. Live in Springfield at the O'Reilly Center, Aaron Nolan, Color 10 News.
All right, quite the story there tonight. Jamie Warner back from the weather tour in West Plains, and you're watching a warm-up headed for the Ozarks.
Yeah, and I do want to extend a big thank you to the folks in West Plains for coming out to that event, and it was a great event, very well attended, and just a thank you for being as kind as you all were to me. To borrow a phrase from Sheryl Crow, we were able to soak up some sunshine today here in Springfield and points north and east, and that sun pushing temperatures into the 50s. That was a nice change over yesterday's highs in the 40s. Even in West Plains, we topped out at 54 today, but I can attest to the fact that the clouds rolled in and the winds were blowing, and it was chilly out there. And we do have mostly cloudy skies now across much of the region. We've seen a little finger of shower activity right here. It's been working east out of Kansas and Oklahoma, but it's butting up against some dry air, and it looks like we're beginning to see those showers sort of fall apart there along Highway 71. Currently some breaks in the clouds in and around the Springfield area and points east through Webster and Wright counties. 46 right now. Tomorrow it looks like we'll start off with a shower risk. That will tend to be to the south of Springfield, and I think once again we could see some afternoon sun pushing temperatures into the 50s. Much warmer weather by Friday.
Thanks, Jamie. New at 10, the Missouri Water Patrol investigates a drowning. This is where it happened. 66-year-old Robert Rossman of Kansas was fishing at Lake Taneycomo today when he stumbled and fell in. Rossman's son and a bystander pulled him from the water. CPR was performed, but he could not be saved. Springfield looks to fix up more railroad crossings. Today, city planners met with members of BNSF Railway. New tonight, Kevin Schwaller shows which crossings the city plans to take on next.
The crossings at Campbell downtown is on the list. The city planners say construction on the one on Glenstone is also a possibility. And Springfield is doing more cost share partnerships with BNSF and MoDOT. The aim is to get these projects completed more quickly and improve safety. They're one of the supports of the economy, moving masses of goods and materials across the country. not intersecting with our lives until they intersect with our roads. Drivers who crossed the tracks at National and Division had crosswords about the bumps and holes.
I got to shift my car over to one side of the lane or the other just to keep from bottoming out on the front end.
Now, less than a year later,
Completely smooth. It wasn't rough, you know. It wasn't like hitting a ramp or anything like that. And the original estimate for this project here at National was for it to cost about $280,000, with the railway paying about $3.50 for every dollar that the city spent.
Economic growth.
City planners and BNSF met to talk about future projects in the previous year. 2012 included the changes at National and Division, as well as Lone Pine and Packer Road. Principal planner Mike McPherson says the city is planning 13 construction projects at crossings you would drive over, up from 4 in 2012.
Made some, I think, some very valuable and continuing improvements that are of benefit to the community in terms of traffic congestion and flows and safety.
Well, I believe it when I see it.
That was last year. This year, drivers are already feeling the changes on the tracks. McPherson says the city is also looking to make some safety upgrades at tracks where there are a high number of what are called near misses. Plans also call for a bridge over the tracks near Chestnut and 65. Crews already completed a similar project at 60 and 65. According to the city, the money for some of the cost share projects comes from an 8-cent transportation sales tax.
Kevin Schwaller tonight. Thanks. Thousands of gallons of natural gas and other petroleum products flow through southwest Missouri daily. Now, that's important to know in the wake of that Exxon spill in Arkansas. The Springfield Fire Department's hazardous materials team trains to handle pipeline emergencies. Battalion Chief Scott Jones tells us in the event of a spill, the team works directly with the company that owns the pipeline and the Department of Natural Resources to provide the proper response.
Just like any other response, we'd isolate the area and use detection equipment to positively identify it. We would do things to dike, dam, and divert it as best we could.
If you would like to know where some of those pipelines can be found and what is flowing through them, visit our website, ozarksfirst.com.
In tonight's medical coverage, as Springfield Hospital plans a major expansion. Today, leaders at Cox Health announced a 31,000 square foot, 9-story patient tower at the Cox location on South National. That addition will house a women's and children's hospital, a neuroscience hospital, and also include room for future expansion. Construction on the $130 million project will last about 2 years. That groundbreaking is scheduled for May.
Tonight, new at 10, community and business leaders are tackling an issue that affects all of us, food. The Ozarks Regional Food Policy Council held its kickoff meeting today at the Community Foundation of the Ozarks. Now, over the next 9 months, that council is going to investigate where we get our food and the strengths and weaknesses of our food system. The council believes our region has an advantage when compared to the rest of the state because of the diverse base of smaller farms.
It can dramatically influence the health of a community, the physical health of a community, and also the economic health of a community.
More than 40 people have signed up to be a part of that new Ozarks Regional Food Council.
In tonight's education coverage, Springfield Public Schools plans to try summer school registration again tomorrow. Despite some issues today, the online system was not working, but starting tomorrow at 8:30, the online system will reopen only for high school registration. Now, for parents that believe they successfully registered today, the district asks that you log in again tomorrow to confirm that your student is in fact registered. Springfield Public Schools needs more teachers and classroom space. Last night, voters approved a bond and levy. These are some of the students who will benefit. The money will be used to replace aging computers and upgrade internet access in every school. Classroom space will be expanded at 3 elementaries. Kickapoo High will be remodeled, and Glendale's cafeteria and library will be renovated. Fremont Elementary will add about 45,000 square feet, 9 more classrooms, a new gym, and upgrades to the cafeteria.
The investment in our future is very important. You go into education to make a difference for the kids, and we can do it the way that we know is best for kids without this increase by having the smaller class sizes.
So when is all of this going to start? Springfield Public Schools Information Officer Teresa Bledsoe says the district is unsure right now, but planning will begin in the next few months. Well, in just a few days, Drury University will be playing for the Division II National Basketball Championship.
The team took off today, and the fans are not far behind.
I can't even focus in class right now. It's unbelievable.
He's not alone either, I'm sure. The Panther pride is on display tonight, the way students believe they will benefit from the team's success. And if you haven't already found Color 10 on Facebook, it's easy to do. Find the Facebook icon on ozarksfirst.com and just like our page. Well, we got some more good news for you here at 10 o'clock tonight. The Drury men's basketball team safely arrived in Atlanta for the Division II National Championship.
The university had a big send-off this morning. Color 10's Laura Kennedy shows all the support the Panthers are receiving.
Destination, Atlanta. The Drury men's basketball team began its journey to the championship game Wednesday morning. Fans lined up for a chance to encourage the team ahead of Sunday's game.
They know that this is an important piece of Drury's history, and they recognize it, and we're celebrating it.
Fans like the Summers family.
We've been Panther fans for
Been
a
there
long
before.
time.
They've followed Drury history for decades.
We were at the first time they won nationals in Kansas City.
Current students say this is an incredible time to be on campus.
I can't even focus in class right now. It's unbelievable.
Alex Fowler is hoping this game will put a spotlight on the Springfield school.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will now know where Drury is and who Drury is as well. And, you know, being on TV, nothing beats that.
And Tamara Cartwright hopes cheering from the bleachers in Atlanta will give the team motivation to defeat Metro State.
I love Drury, and I love our boys, and they're definitely going to win. I think that our spirit is what's going to bring them up. They're going to love us cheering, and they're going to try really hard.
The hundreds of supporters headed to Atlanta this weekend hope to return with a national championship.
This is a magical moment. This whole ride has been magical. I've been privileged to be able to be part of it, and I just can't wait to get in Atlanta.
Drury's game, by the way, against Metro State is Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You can watch it here on Color 10.
And before and after the game, we have you covered here on Color 10 as well. Drury Panthers Road to the Championship. It's a special. It's going to air 6:30 Friday night, and again on Saturday at 4:30 and 9:30 on our news partner KOZL. That's over on Channel 27. We're also going to have live coverage from Atlanta on Sunday night and a special wrap-up show airing at 9:30 on KOZL, and again 10:30 right here on Color 10.
Jamie Warner has some more good news, especially as we head toward the weekend.
Yeah. Who's tired of the cold weather? Me. I think everybody's tired of the cold weather. Well, we're going to find a change to the pattern, which will lend itself to more spring-like temperatures just in time for the weekend. But we may also have to use those umbrellas as well. I'll look at that forecast coming up.
And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, really not too bad of a day here in Springfield. We started off with a little cloud cover, but quickly transitioned over into mostly sunny skies, and with highs in the 50s, it felt pretty good out there. Skies outside right now, partly cloudy. We do have some cloudiness beginning to roll in from the west. 46 right now is where we stand. Light winds out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. You see temperatures across here. It's pretty generic. I mean, it's generally in the mid-40s. 44 in Fort Leonard Wood, West Plains 44, 47 at this hour in Mountain Home, and 46. And Harrison, watch this little finger of rain, though. You can see it right there, making its way across the state line to about Highway 71, and then it begins to just sort of disappear. And the reason why it's disappearing is we've got dry air that's being fed into the Ozarks on northeasterly winds. And as that area of rainfall moves into that dry air, it tends to evaporate away. So what we're finding as a result is generally just mostly cloudy skies. We do have some heavier showers, though, down to our south. Those showers may make their way into areas like Eureka Springs and Berryville and Harrison, but like here north of the state line, the dry air is also in place across northern Arkansas, just not as much of it, so there will be a better chance that some of that shower activity will win out and win the day and will generate some rain down to our south across northern areas of Arkansas. Our upper level system, it's on the move. It's a slow move, but it's on the move, and it's currently located back here. You can see it here across western Oklahoma, western Texas, and it will be making its way toward the east as we head through tonight and tomorrow. So we will finally move this storm system through, and then once it's through, we've got some great weather to wrap up this work week and then head into the first half of this upcoming weekend. So let's take you hour by hour. Again, showers out there this evening will try to make their way east. I think the northern extent of that will tend to fall apart, while areas to the south will have a better chance at catching some of this light rainfall through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then as we work through the day on Thursday, notice the rain sort of shifts out of the area. Clouds will remain relatively thick from about West Plains down through Harrison and south. So with the cloudier conditions, it's going to stay cooler there. But areas further north and west, I think we'll at least get some breaks in the clouds. And with that additional sunshine, temperatures will manage to make it into the mid and possibly upper 50s. I'm afraid I may have overshot the high a little bit, going 57. But, if we can get some sun, it'll be like today. And we'll see temperatures into the mid 50s. So it looks like as we get into Friday, that's when it looks like we're a lock for a much warmer day. Sunny skies, relatively light winds, and it looks like highs in the mid to upper 60s Friday afternoon, and that warmer pattern continues right through this weekend and beyond and the next week. But we will find another slow-moving storm move out of the west, and that will increase our rain chances starting on Sunday. Overnight tonight, skies will remain mostly cloudy. The best chance for any showers will be to the south, probably along and south of the state line across northern Arkansas. 36 for the low. Tomorrow, generally a mostly cloudy day. Looks like we'll start cloudy. I do think we'll get into at least a little bit of sun as we get into the afternoon. So it looks like highs in the mid to maybe upper 50s. Then looking ahead to Friday, looks like highs in the upper 60s, low 70s on Saturday. Sunday, we'll find a disturbance moving through, showers, maybe some thunder. Looks like that'll tend to shift further north into central and northern Missouri as we work into the afternoon. Chance for a shower on Monday, but I don't think there's going to be much out there. And then pretty good chance for showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday as the storm moves through. And that may be the day that we see our first round of spring-like strong to severe thunderstorms before some cooler weather arrives behind that storm.
Now, last week you said we were in this trend that maybe we were really going to stay in the spring category for a little while.
Yeah, it looks like our pattern, our overall pattern, has been sort of giving us the very cold, unusually cold pattern for February and for March. Will probably break, and we may go the other way, and that would tend to lend itself to warmer conditions across the Ozarks. Of course, it's April, too, and it's going to be warming up.
Mm-hmm. Boy, we can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Things that we all look at, and as far as from the daily season, the grind in the summers and things like that, it's more of a year-round sport than it used to be.
Veteran Ozark basketball coach Steve Hunter calls it quits.
Dan Lucy has that story in Drury Panther News next in sports.
Now, the Chevy Dealer Sports Report with Dan Lucy.
The Drury Panther basketball team is in Atlanta tonight as it gets ready to play for the NCAA Division II National Championship. The team will take on Metro State Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock right here on Color 10. Alex Hall, Brandon Lockhart, the rest of the boys left Drury this morning after a pep rally at the O'Reilly Family Event Center. Drury is 30-4 on the season. They've won a school record 22 straight games, and this is the first time that the Panthers have advanced this far in the NCAA Division II tournament. Drury coach Steve Hesser has made it a habit of getting his Panthers into the NCAA Division II tournament, and the Coaches Association has named Hesser a finalist for the D2 Coach of the Year award. It's been quite a season. The Drury Panthers' 2012-2013 season will certainly be remembered for decades for their magical run through the NCAA tournament to the national championship game. But it could have been remembered for something completely different.
I knew something was wrong. I come back in there and he says, you got pneumonia.
The 55-year-old not only had pneumonia, but he was lying in a hospital bed in Quincy, Illinois, while his team was playing in a different city.
They wouldn't let me out, and you kind of feel like you're abandoning your guys.
Hesser spent 3 days in the hospital and missed the Panthers game at Illinois Springfield. He turned over the reins to top assistant Jay Havens.
Knowing Coach, and he's got a little John Wayne in him. I mean, he's a tough guy, and said, hey, you guys got it tomorrow. I trust you. You guys know what to do. But I still halfway expected him to show up by game time.
You feel for him because you know how bad he wants to be out there. I mean, we really wanted to play for him, get a victory for him while he was in there, because we know he'd be wanting us to get that victory and not worrying about him.
Doctors ordered Hesser to stay home after he was discharged, but that lasted only a few days.
I needed them worse than they needed me because I wanted to see them. 30-some years of doing this, when you're the coach is supposed to be with his team.
The Oklahoma native has never missed a practice, let alone a game, even after cancer surgery years ago.
I came to practice with a catheter. I don't know if you can say that on TV.
Hesser had bacteria in his blood, but is slowly getting back to normal.
It took him a while to get back into full shape, but once he started yelling at us again, we knew he was back.
Hesser has coached for 2 decades in the prep ranks at 4 different high schools. He's led Drury to 6 NCAA tournaments in his 9 seasons, but he'll never forget this season for more than one reason.
I think I probably got a little bit of fluid left in my lungs because I can kind of feel it when I really, but I've been negligent in getting back to the doctor here of late. I've been busy.
Going around the country winning basketball games. After 14 years as a head basketball coach at Ozark High School and 27 years at other schools, Steve Hunter is hanging up his whistle for now. Hunter says he'll take a break from coaching, but he'll return next year as Ozark's assistant principal. Hunter has laced together a Hall of Fame career. The 52-year-old has won 536 games over those 27 years at Ozark, Hartville, and West Plains. He's had 12 consecutive winning seasons, 7 20-win seasons at Ozark. Hunter has 4 Final Four appearances and led the Tigers to the 2003 state championship.
You don't do something for as long as I've done this, and without having some indicators to you. There are things that we all look at, and as far as from the daily season, the grind in the summers, and things like that. It's more of a year-round sport than it used to be.
The Missouri State softball Bears hosting number 6 ranked Mizzou this evening in a doubleheader. Tigers won the opener 12-0. This is an action from the nightcap. Mizzou up 2-0. Tiger ace Chelsea Thomas dealing. Strikes out Braxton Coral to end the second inning. Top of the third, Chelsea Jones in relief for the Bears. Strikes out Kelsey Roth. Then Mackenzie Skies with a dribbler to third. Bethany Sullinger fires it over to first. Skies is safe there, but Stevie Pierce, quick thinking, heads home. Nicole Hudson is out, ends the inning. Bottom half of the third, Thomas would strike out Heather Duckworth. Tigers win game 2, 7-0. Thomas, 13 strikeouts for the 2 games. In the bigs, White Sox beat the Royals 5-2. Cards in Arizona right now. St. Louis scored 4 in the third. Diamondbacks have had a couple. 4-2, 5th inning. That's sports.
All right, Dan, thanks.
We'll be back.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. Color 10 News will continue in a moment.
Just very quickly, final note. Dan, you're taking off Friday for Atlanta. You and Justin Doherty, right?
That's right. Kind of do the same thing we did with the Panthers. And some shows down there as well, including a live show at 9:30 on Sunday after the game. So watch the game.
Best coverage here on Color 10, folks.
Go Panthers.
Right.
We'll see you tomorrow.